bodies off or something? So when they do all the bodies off or something? Just like on the old news and stuff like that?
No, not tonight.
Hi, this is Kimberley. CBI agent Tammy Lee lied to Papa Ronnie, a.k.a. Mr. Kilowatt Sr., about whether or not anything was going to be on the news. In fact, rumor has it that it was CBI agent Tammy Lee that dropped the info to the news, who promptly reported it. Watch here.
CBS 4 has just confirmed that Shanann Watts' husband, Chris, has confessed to killing all three of them.
Tonight, we have learned from two law enforcement sources who are close to the investigation. They tell me that this husband has confessed to killing his family, and he is now detained.
That was only a brief excerpt. Oh, God, that's one of those words I can't say. Portion of a video that will be shown, or two or three of them reporting inaccurate information when Dunderhead was first detained. So, shh. For today's video, we're doing another episode in the Like series, also known as Remove the Likes Project, which is turned into removing all kinds of just filler words, and on, all that kind of stuff, you know? Oh, also removing all the you-knows. I'm bad about those. Cleaning up the conversation without changing the context. It's distracting when people use it a lot in their speech. It's fine to occasionally use it. The word like. Don't load your vocabulary with it and develop a bad habit or vowel incontinence. And what's alarming is more people are infected with the like syndrome and they have vowel problems. So let's do our part, okay? Your part would be to cease saying like every third or fourth word, because it is highly contagious. Others around you will start doing the same, and then others around them will start doing the same, so on and so forth and what have you. Got it? Stop saying like, and I'll stop saying you know. If you must spread something, let it be love and peace. Thank you. In continuing with the Removing the Likes project, I bring to you today the part where Papa Ronnie, aka Chris's father, came into the interview room after Tammy and Coder stepped out, went and got Papa Ronnie, brought him back in to see if he could make any sense out of. Because Chris said he promised he would tell his father what happened, and when someone promises, it's going to happen. And of course, as we know, Papa Ronnie is very hard to understand. His vocals, are hard to understand. So today's video is going to be a little bit different regarding the layout. Instead of much of an intro, I'm just going to start off with the video right about now, but let me explain it first, okay? The format will be as follows. I will be using the audio portion from this part of Pinhead's interview where his father comes in, because I have to chop it up so much. It's just more prudent that I do it this way. I do just the sound, but I'll show video, also pictures. Some of them are new, at least to me, but new from what I've shown in the past, and so on and so forth and what have you. I will break in the middle of the taped audio and start reading from the discovery when I just get fed up. Make that fed the fuck up, because you cannot understand Papa Ronnie. And then Chris started whining really bad and talking into his hands and slamming stuff on the table so that you couldn't hear what he was saying. But Tammy knows all. So I'll be reading from her notes that she gathered along with Dave Baumhover's, but mostly it will be Tammy Lee from CBI. We're just going to go on with there, and I'll do a separate video where I just sum up talking about Papa Ronnie and his part of this day at the police station, which was Wednesday, August 15th, 2018. Lunkhead, of course, picked his father up at the airport that morning. They drove straight to the Frederick police station, and Papa Ronnie very humbly advised Meathead, just talk to them, son. Just tell them what you know, answer their questions. just talk to the son. The first time around, I was about 18 minutes, 15 seconds into the audio of when Papa Ronnie came in to talk to son. Fuckface McGee was being as stubborn as a damn mule when I just lost my shit. And this is what I said. So I got tired of fucking around with this shit. I've literally spent hours on it, just trying to make Mr. Papa Ronnie Watts. What is it when you try to make someone's talking legible? I'm so damn tired of this shit. Oh, sorry. I meant. So I got tired of fucking around with this shit. I have literally spent hours on it, just trying to make Mr. Papa Ronnie Watts. What is it when you try to make someone's talking legible? I'm so damn tired of this shit. So I'm gonna erase hours upon hours of work and that part of the audio. And I'm just gonna read from the discovery because Tammy Lee was sitting right next door spying on them. And, with her eagle hearing, no, that's an eagle eye, whatever it is that has really good hearing, like a dog or a cat, she has that. And she could make out all of it. And remember, I will be breaking in the middle of this dumbass interview / what they've called a confession. Please enjoy parts you can understand. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening.
Hey Chris, we're going to let you have however much time you need, okay?
First, I'm going to read a little bit of what Detective Baumhofer put in his notes. I just feel so relieved now that I've decided to just read this shit rather than fuck around with it anymore. And then I get pissed that I wasted all my time and I'm like, well, fuck the like project. But I don't want to fuck the like project because I'm not done with it yet. But you can't make out it. Pinhead is boo-hooing and Papa Ronnie is doing his there, son act. So, and they're mumbling. He got Chris to mumbling. That's when I just jumped up out of my chair, threw my fucking hands in the air. It was quite dramatic. I was pissed the fuck off. Anyway, Detective Baumhofer from Discovery page 1076 stated, after the polygraph concluded, Agents Lee, CBI, and Coder, FBI, met with Watts again at approximately 1600 hours to advise him the results of the polygraph test. The final takeaway indicated he was deceptive. Imagine that. As a result, it was then suggested he just go ahead and kill himself. No. As a result, he was then asked that he speak the truth, the true truth, about what happened to Shanann and the girls. Watts continued to deny like a big fat fucking indignant baby, knowing anything about their disappearance. At one point, Agent Lee threw a chair across the room in frustration. Asked Watts if Shanann did something to the girls that caused him to do something to her. Piepering thought that was a great idea. Watts continued to deny any involvement, but eventually asked to speak with his father. This would give him plenty of time to come up with his story about Shanann. Dude's elevator doesn't go to the top floor, if you know what I mean. His father was present at the police department the entire day. He never left.
He was in there? Yes.
Chris pointed to the digital recorder on the table and asked if we were going to leave it in the room, and we said yes. Dumbass, why didn't you ask another question? Why didn't you say, can you take that with you, please? The door was shut for privacy, but still had the key in the lock. When Watts' father, Ronnie Watts, started mumbling, when Daddy, Papa Ronnie Watts, entered the interview room, Watts shit his pants and collapsed into a heap of tears. Oh, it doesn't say that. Goodness. Where did that come from? Ronnie asked Chris if he was going to tell him what was going on. Chris told Ronnie he failed the polygraph.
The polygraph failed it. There's too much emotions.
Ronnie asked Chris if he was going to tell him what was going on. Chris said, they're not going to let me go.
They're not going to let me go.
Ronnie asked if there was a reason why the police wouldn't let him go. Chris said the police knew he had a top secret girlfriend. Also, he was a liar pants. Oh, that was my part. Excuse me. Chris said the police knew he had an affair with Nicole, Nikki, Nikolai, Sexy Empanada, Slutty Barbie, Kessinger. Also, he was a liar pants. Watts ultimately explained the events that occurred on the morning of 8/13/18 to Ronnie and described how Shanann killed their daughters, bullshit, which drove him into a rage, causing him to kill her. Chris said when he and Shanann had a conversation that morning, it was emotional as they spoke about the separation. Chris should have just explained that he and Shanann had one of them falling out things, like he was talking about earlier when Shanann and Mommy had a falling out about the fucking ice cream and nuts. And then someone eventually added razor blades to this falling out thing. I don't think that was in the original true falling out thing. Prior to Watts disclosing the events surrounding their deaths and the location of their bodies, Firestone police investigators located via a drone equipped with a camera the missing fitted bed sheet and 2 black plastic bags in a field adjacent to the Survey 319 oil tank site. They also discovered an area of freshly moved dirt near the cleared driveway area of the site. He doesn't have all of his dogs barking, does he? I really don't need to continue reading this. I got a little carried away. I just really wanted to read part about Papa Ronnie, but there's a lot more, so get comfortable. Okay, and now at this time, straight off and without delay, I'll move over to CBI agent Tammy Lee and her meticulous notes. She's good. She's good at what she does, all areas. Can't you just imagine her clicking away on her nice government-issued laptop? So I'm just going to it'll be kind of in the middle, but I want to start to where he started whining for daddy. Special Agent Coder asked Chris if he promised to talk to his dad and tell him everything, and Chris agreed. Special Agent Coder asked Chris if it would be easier for him to tell his dad, and then his dad could tell us. You know, the grown-ups would have him step out of the room while they talked. Yeah, that sounded like a plan, actually. Chris said, I don't know.
Is there any reason why they shouldn't?
Special Agent Coder said he believed Chris was the type of guy who needed to take responsibility. Special Agent Coder said he was worried his dad would distract him, and Chris asked if Special Agent Coder, I can't say Special Agent Coder each time. I'm going to shorten that to Coder. No disrespect to his well-earned title. It's just me and my marble mouth. Okay, Coder said he was worried his dad would distract him, and Chris asked if Coder meant it would distract him from talking to us. Chris said he just needed to talk to his dad. At that point, Coder and I met with Chris's father, Ronnie Watts, in the lobby. Ronnie was wearing a polo shirt that had Papa Ronnie embroidered on the chest. We explained to Papa Ronnie that Chris wanted to talk to him about what had happened. Look. Any story that starts with what had happened is not going to turn out well. One should immediately assume shit show. We also informed Ronnie that everything that was said in the interview would be kept secret, or rather, would be audio and video recorded. Ronnie said it was fine and told us he understood. In my eyes, Ronnie was just desperate at this point to get in contact with his son, who he could have talked to all day long. Bird brain could have stepped out. He probably could have stepped in or something, but no, half-wit should have done something. He just wanted to talk to his fucking dumbass son at this point. So did Pinhead, Dunderhead, Wussy Weirdo Windbag, motherfucking dumbass. He could have easily talked to Ronnie in private. That was his choice. He made his bed, so just saying. Ronnie was escorted to the interview room, and we told Ronnie and Chris they could have as much time as they needed.
They know I had an affair, and they know. Can't complain about that.
They knew you had an affair.
Yeah, dumbass was trying to pass off that they were not going to let him leave because he had an affair. Papa Ronnie says, I've had affairs. Oh, I mean, they wouldn't keep you because of that.
You won't tell me what's going on, or
separation and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. What happened after that?
I mean, I went downstairs and I want to protect her.
What?
I want to protect her.
You don't want to protect her?
I don't know what else to say.
Chris said he went downstairs and then told his dad, quote, I don't want to protect her. I don't want to protect her, but I don't know what else to say. And I know y'all could understand that part of the recording, but I was warming up here or something, but it cleaned up nicely. And the audio, I mean, of course. And I got a little bit too excited over the fact that you could understand portions of it with my tweaking, of course. Let's get on with it, shall we? Most of it didn't, but so don't think I'm stupid or making up shit, okay?
She heard him?
Yeah. And then well, no, that's not her.
You heard her?
Ronnie asked him what happened, and Chris replied, she hurt them. Chris said, and then I freaked out and hurt her.
Did they leave after that or what? So she started hurting the kids.
They were,
Oh, okay, that's what happened.
what?
She smothered them. Or choking them. No.
Ronnie asked Chris if Shanann and the girls left after that, and Chris didn't answer. Well, my question would have been, how the fuck did she hurt the children? In what way did she hurt the children? And then what did you do to her? Ronnie asked if Shanann started hurting the kids, and Chris said Ronnie told him to talk to him and tell him what happened, dagnabbit. Chris whispered, she smothered them. They were smothered. Ronnie immediately asked, they what? Chris said, she strangled them. Ronnie asked, she smothered them or choking them? Yeah, get your lies straight before the police come back in.
I didn't hear anything. When I was downstairs, I came back up and they were gone.
Fucktard. Oh, I mean, Chris replied by saying, I didn't hear anything. When I was downstairs, I came back up and they were gone.
I don't know, like me talking to her about that. Talking to her about separation and everything about.
What the fuck happened, son? Ronnie was finally to the point of, what the fuck happened, son? He asked him at least 3 fucking times. It was similar to Shanann trying to get him to say, I think I've had an affair. You can get naked with somebody that's not your wife, and you can help Nikolai do her sexual aerobics and be the dumbass fall guy for nasty, dirty girl acrobatics. But you can't say, I've had an affair. You can't say, I had an affair, or I decided to kill my entire family so I could go be with this floozy. No, that's not fair. That's, but Ronnie, be careful now, because if you ask him too many times, he's probably going to have to kill you. So maybe just let it be. Ronnie asked if Shanann started hurting the kids, and Chris said Ronnie told him to talk to him and tell him what happened, dagnabbit. Chris whispered, she smothered them. They were smothered. Ronnie immediately asked, they what? Chris said, she strangled them. Ronnie asked, she smothered them or choking them? Yeah, get your lies straight before the police come back in. Chris replied by saying, I didn't hear anything. When I was downstairs, I came back up and they were gone. I don't know, gone. I don't know, me talking to her about that, talking to her about the separation and everything, about, I don't know what else to say, I don't know, 'cause I freaked out. And I did the same thing to fucking her. Those were my kids. Yeah, that's a big man, Christopher. Dumb fuck. Weakling coward.
It's her she. Found it that one time. You were leaving the place and going to work. And she freaked out over the separation and everything.
Papa Ronnie asked Chris if Shanann freaked out over the separation as he was leaving for work.
She laid back down, but that's when I went downstairs, but I heard like a little commotion upstairs, but I didn't think anything of it.
Mm-hmm.
Chris said Shanann laid back down when he went downstairs, but he heard, quote, a little commotion upstairs and didn't think much about it.
And then you went back upstairs
Never. I can see it.
Choking her, or did she kill her?
Never. Never blew.
Chris said he went back upstairs and saw Shanann on top of Cece. Papa Ronnie asked Chris if Shanann was choking Cece and if Shanann killed Cece. Chris said, quote, they were blue, end quote.
She choked both from the death.
Her gut was anything. How do I say?
Ronnie asked, quote, both of them, end quote, and Chris said yes. Ronnie asked if Shanann choked both of them to death, and he said, quote, I freaked out and did the same thing to fucking her, end quote. Okay, so CW did not answer his question directly. He just said that he did the same thing to fucking her. What, same thing that you did to the children to her? I think that's what you meant to say, Chris. Ronnie said, quote, oh my God, end quote.
I'll say that. I might call cops about it.
So when you do all the bodies off or something?
What? That's your question? How crass. Ronnie asked, quote, so what'd you do, haul the bodies off or something? End quote. My most favorite quote of this entire shit show, fuckery, clusterfuck. How... Quote, so what'd you do, haul the bodies off or something? End quote.
I mean, I didn't know what else to do. I freaked out. I didn't know nothing else to do.
Did it ever occur to you to pick up the phone and call the police? Say it did happen the way you said. Then call the goddamn police. Why would you not? Even if you, why didn't you call the police on yourself? I'm having a mental episode. Get here quick.
Didn't know what to do.
Chris said he didn't know what else to do and freaked out.
So she killed both CC and choked them to death. You lost it and choke her or...
That's rage. I hadn't...
Papa Ronnie said, good God Almighty, son, in disbelief. Chris said he didn't call the police about what happened. Ronnie reiterated that Shanann choked both Bella and Cece to death, and he, Chris, quote, lost it and choked Shanann. Why is Ronnie reiterating that? Shouldn't it have been Chris? Sounds like Papa Ronnie was just trying to talk himself into that's what happened. Ronnie clarified with Chris if he choked Shanann, and Chris said, quote, that's just, it's rage, end quote. Rage it yourself? Being a coward?
Like, in her heart, I know she knew about the affair. She just was waiting for me to say something. For me to deny it again. She just lost it.
Chris told his dad he was sorry, and Ronnie told him to fuck the hell off. He knew he was sorry. Chris said he knew Shanann knew in her heart about his affair, but she was waiting for his candy ass. For him to admit it. Yeah, she was tired of him being a wuss. Just come out and say, I'm fucking having an affair. But no, I just want to sneak around your back and lie about it like a little boy. Chris said he believed Shanann, quote, just lost it because she knew he was cheating and he denied it over and over and over and over. Papa Ronnie asked Chris if that was the point Shanann, quote, went off, and Chris said it was when Shanann started crying.
When she went off for a moment.
That's when the crying happened.
Chris asked his dad what was going to happen because parents always know what's going to happen. You're not a little boy, quit acting like it, fuckface.
We told her about her confirming the affair.
What? I didn't tell her how long, she just knew. She just knew. I denied all along, she just knew.
Ronnie asked if Shanann was upset over the separation or the affair. Could it have been both, Papa Ronnie? Both the separation and the affair?
She said that she killed both over the separation or the affair.
Well, I think she just knew the affair was happening, but I just denied it.
But you told her before that about separation.
See, even Papa Ronnie is thoroughly exasperated and disgusted with what a wimp his son is. Son, I thought you told her about the affair before you told her you wanted a separation. No, I was scared. I was scared she'd be all bossy and shit. No, he's a wimp.
But, you know,
Chris said he believed Shanann thought he was having an affair. Chris said he kept denying the affair to Shanann. This is why y'all never got anywhere. It keeps being about the affair. Just, you should have flippin' admitted it. Then she could have hit you upside your empty peanut head with a fucking frying pan.
she was hoping we'd go to counseling or something.
Bird Brain told a big fat lie and said he had talked to Shanann prior about separating, but Shanann hoped they could go to counseling. Yeah, and you led her to believe that you were open to going to counseling, because, again, you acted like a little boy instead of a man. Chris said he didn't want to go to counseling, because he's a stubborn little boy.
I didn't like the counseling.
She lost it. And when there's separation, she got in the affair that morning too. She tried the babies. It's hard.
Papa Ronnie questioned why Shanann would have to hurt, quote, them babies. Ronnie continued to apologize to Chris. I think this is supposed to be the other way around. Chris continued to apologize to Papa Ronnie. Or maybe I'm incorrect about that. You know how they can baby him. Look, this picture right here. Both Papa Ronnie and Tammy Lee are rubbing his goddamn back. That's disgusting. It needs to cease this moment. Ronnie continued to apologize to Chris and told him he would love him no matter what.
Love you no matter what.
Last time I would see a light day again. Last time I would see a light day again.
Chris told his dad it would be the last time he would see the light of day. Aw, well, toughen up, shithead. That's the truth.
What yet? That's random.
I wanted to talk to you.
She lost it, but don't separate.
Pretty much knowing the affair was going on, but we just profusely denying it.
Did. I made a clue when she more or less knew something was going on. Yeah, she killed both her children. And you snapped. Yeah, like, we're see what you can do.
What are they doing? Are they trying to get their lies straight, their stories to jive?
Rage.
What's that?
Papa Ronnie asked Chris if Special Agent Coder knew about what happened, and Chris said he wanted to tell him, Ronnie, first. Papa Ronnie said, fuck that shit. Oh, wait, that was me. Excuse me. Quote, well, we need to find a good lawyer and see what the hell they can do. End quote. At that point, Special Agent Coder and I re-entered the interview room. Yeah, the second Papa Ronnie brought up a lawyer. At that point, Special Agent Coder and I re-entered the interview room and asked Ronnie to fuck off. Oh, wait, it didn't say that. And Ronnie said, quote, come in. Tammy was all like, what was that? How's it going in here? And please know that I am being facetious when I say like and shit like that, okay? Yeah, it busted in all of a sudden. My dad used to say all of a sudden, and it always made me laugh. Everything made me laugh, because that's what a flower child does. Got on his last damn nerve. He'd tell me, quit that silliness, that silly laughing. Then that would make me cry. Back to the story, though.
You okay? Sure.
I asked Chris if he was doing okay. Again, this is Agent Tammy Lee's report, and she's babying asshat. I asked Chris if he was doing okay, and Ronnie said, quote, no, he's not. She asked Lame Brain, not you. Like we didn't already know. Shh. Chris said after he and Shanann had their quote-unquote conversation Monday morning, I like that he calls it a conversation. Isn't that adorable? Shanann accused him of the affair, and he denied it because he's a wimp. Over and over and over, like a big fat baby, he went on. It was more Shanann was begging him to tell her the truth, and he stood there stuttering and lying. Chris said Shanann knew in her heart that he was having an affair. Dick Ass said Shanann also knew about the dinner from Saturday night, and that it was too expensive for just him. Chris said he went downstairs. Chris left out the part where he kept lying over and over about the dinner. Douche Noggin then said he went downstairs downstairs, started packing up some things, and heard, quote, a couple things upstairs, end quote. Chris said he didn't think anything about the noise. He doesn't think anything about anything.
And Chris, help us work through this with you, okay? Will you tell us what you told your dad?
I sat down next to Chris and started babying him. And asked Chris to help us work through everything with him. I asked Chris to tell us what he told his dad.
After that conversation,
Water up there, son.
no, it's fine.
Yeah.
After that conversation we had, and she accused me of the affair, and she, in her heart, she knew what was going on. And she knew about the dinner the other night. It was too much for just me.
Think about what now?
When I told her I went to a Rockies game, I went up to bed.
Papa Ronnie interrupted several times.
I went downstairs.
And that's when you told her about the separation.
Well, that was when I was upstairs in bed.
Oh.
And told her what I wanted and to go on the separation. And that's what I want. I went downstairs and started packing up a few things. I heard a couple things upstairs, but I didn't think anything of it. Continued to just, own thing and get ready to get everything up.
Next.
I went upstairs and I was going to talk to her again. I saw on the monitor, Bella's covers were pulled off and she was just laying there. She was just hot.
Chris said he saw in the baby monitor that Bella's covers were pulled off and she was just lying in bed. Chris said he figured Bella was just hot.
So I go over to Cece. She was in there with her on top of her.
Chris said the baby monitor cycled over to Cece's bedroom, quote, and she, Shanann, was in there on top of her, end quote. Chris said he, quote, freaked out and ran into Cece's bedroom and got on top of Shanann. Shanann said it's about time. She thought they were getting ready to have sex. And I only say that because I know this is bullshit what Chris is saying.
Freaked out. I ran in there, got on top of her.
What'd you do?
Blue. That was my baby. Those are my kids.
Chris said Cece was blue, and, quote, those were my babies, those were my kids, end quote.
What happened?
In there,
Where were you at?
right there. Right back in our bed.
Chris said he was in Cece's room when he did the same thing to Shanann. Chris then described that he put Shanann back in their bed.
Did you look at it? What happened next?
I have no idea. I was shaking. Both my kids are blue and they're gone. And I look at my kids. See what she did. Didn't know what to do.
Where did they go? To find your babies. Did the hard part. We have left to see. Tell us where they're at.
We can help you get them out of the cold.
I asked Chris where Shanann and the girls were located now and told him we needed to find his babies. Special Agent Coder told Chris, I've never in my life seen such a douchebag. I mean, we could help him get his girls out of the cold. Chris said, quote, both of my kids were blue, and they were gone, end quote. Chris said, quote, and then, just like blind, I'm not a person like, and I took out these likes of the part you could understand that I didn't already delete. Does that make sense? I mean, I deleted all the fucking shit that was garbledy-gook. I got tired of fucking around. Actually, no, I didn't delete all of the garbledy-gook, or there wouldn't be shit left except for the door slamming. Quote, and she hurt my feelings. I mean, kids, fuck, I had to do the same thing to her, end quote.
They're gone. There's no bringing them back.
Well, where are they?
At that first location I went to that day.
Where at?
I asked Chris where Shanann and the girls were located now and told him we needed to find his babies. Special Agent Coder told Chris we could help get his girls out of the cold. Chris said, quote, they're gone. There's no bringing them back, end quote. I asked Chris where they were, and he said they were located at his first location. He went to work that day, which was Survey 319. I asked Chris where they were located at 319. He said, quote, right there off the site, end quote.
Survey 319.
Where at? That location?
Right there off. Right there.
Did you pick that site?
First I was supposed to do them.
Where would we find them there?
I didn't know what to do.
I know.
I didn't know what to do. None of this made sense. Why would she hurt my fucking girls?
So, Chris, are they in something? Are they under the ground? Where would you find them? You take us out there?
I thought there's no way I want to walk there. I mean, I will if you want to. I don't want to. What if you and me and your dad just drove by and you could just say, right there, we could help you just get him out of the cold, take care of him for the last time. I'm sorry. I know you are.
I know you came in today to do the right thing. You didn't have to come in. You came in all on your own.
Don't think anything was.
What?
Just please don't think anything was. Talk to my dad. Are they all three out there, Chris? Yes. Okay.
What was she doing to Cece?
She's just on top of her. My hands around.
Hands around what?
You saw it? Saw it on the monitor. Okay. That's why I ran it.
What'd she say?
Threw her off and saw Cece was already blue. It's not moving. And just that blind rage, I just did the same thing to her.
Did you ever go into Bella's room?
Just put Shanann back in. That's no. But I saw her on the monitor. The way she was laying, the bed just sprawled out.
Is that when you packed up their special stuff? So where'd you put them? Get them out there.
In the truck.
Which part?
Driver's side rear.
In the passenger compartment?
Driver's side rear. Right behind my seat.
What were you thinking on the way out there?
And the babies are gone. And I put my hands around my wife's neck and did that same thing.
Did Shanann fight back at all? You did that?
The rage that I had after seeing that.
How do you know Shanann was dead?
Smooth.
Yeah, something quick. We looked on her Facebook page like 2 days ago. They had this 4 or 5 foot long baby doll. She had laying on the couch with a sheet over.
Handed?
Yeah. Before it ended up happening.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So I'm thinking that's not a plan.
At that point, Ronnie asked us to look at Shanann's Facebook page. Ronnie explained 2 days ago Shanann posted a photograph of a 5-foot-tall baby doll. I don't think it's 5 foot. Ronnie's thinking of a blow-up doll. Ronnie said Shanann posted a photograph of a 5-foot-tall baby doll that was laying on the couch. Ronnie said the doll was completely covered up with a sheet. Ronnie said, quote, "I'm thinking this might have been planned. I don't know," end quote. Ronnie said the caption read, quote, "What do you say to this?" end quote.
That's a very good point.
If I can't see it now, I'm blocked on her. If you look on her Facebook page.
Ronnie said the sheet covered the doll's head, and the only thing sticking out was the doll's feet. Ronnie said Shanann commented that Bella had put the sheet on the doll. Ronnie said a kid wouldn't do such a thing. Ronnie was talking smack from memory because Shanann blocked him and he couldn't see her page anymore.
What did it say? Or what was the
She said, what do you say to this? Something similar to that. A whole baby doll about that tall was laying on one of her couches and had a sheet over across the head all the way up. You can see his feet hanging out, saying like Bella had done.
Do you remember that, Chris? What do you think? Make fun of it. Thought it was funny.
Did Bella do it?
I don't know.
But I don't guess it up. I don't think she was. I've seen them have their dolls and stuff out on the floor and just covering up waist and stuff and something like that.
Ronnie said he was around Bella, and Bella would only cover up her baby dolls up to their stomach. Ronnie said he never saw Bella cover a doll's head like it was a body.
Okay.
Covering up the head never picked up like
Like was what?
a body laying there or something.
It sounds like kind of. I'm sorry. I like it.
That's right, damn it. Panty waist then looked at Special Agent Coder and I and said he was sorry for lying to us.
Stayed there for 6 hours and 11 minutes before.
I just staring you in the face.
I'm glad you did.
I can see the rage would come out and see look for kids dead.
You don't know.
Papa Ronnie said he could understand how rage could come out by seeing your kids dead.
You don't know when you look at you. About you move.
Told you your dad still loved you. No matter what.
I told Chris his dad was going to love him no matter what.
Could you let someone kiss the wife?
Chris looked at his dad and asked how he could still love someone who killed their wife.
And Chris, nothing will ever be the same again.
Chris said nothing will ever be the same again. That's right, ChrisenShit. You fucked it up. Lord have mercy.
When you came in, was your wife on top of her right when you came in? You saw it in person? Yes, I saw the monitor. That's why I rushed in. Someone is there to talk to her again. And when you came in, she was right there on top of her? She was right there. Okay.
Her hands on her throat.
She didn't know what to do. What are you trying to say, Cece? Hard glue on her face. She one of the movers. Her head's hanging over my... Yeah.
Where did you put them out there? That's really important. Are they down in something? Are they under something? In something?
I didn't know what else to do.
I know, so tell me what you did. I know.
I didn't know what else to do. I was so scared. Like, my wife just did this, Dad just did that. What do I do? Or anything that I would do from them was just going to be just insensitive and just a horrible thing.
You were in a tough spot. I mean, what can you do, right?
Sometimes your body just kind of takes over and... I'm looking at your dad here. Can you show us?
What's going to happen?
We're going to help him get out of there.
Like, what?
Would you prefer that one of your coworkers?
Oh my God, no. I cannot.
So if you'll notice, he's crying more for himself, that his coworkers might find out what he did instead of his kids being gone and his wife. But, you know, his kids, he's not had that much grief for them.
You said that everybody thinks I'm a good man. They're going to see this. You go, what the fuck did you do, Chris? And what? Like, why didn't you just call the cops to begin with? I didn't just call the police right after it happened.
Well, they weren't in your shoes. They don't know.
I know.
They weren't living your life.
I know, but still.
People are going to...
I can never...
Oh, wow. Like a big fat baby you go on.
We'll just go little steps at a time. How about that?
I can't have anybody show you out there. Let anybody, no coworkers, please.
Okay.
I just want them to come back.
I mean, they're just going to form their own opinions anyways once they figure everything out anyway.
We'll just take little steps tonight then. How about that?
Yeah. Do you have to have any of them with you?
No?
No, we prefer you.
Can you and me and Tammy and Ronnie get in the car and just drive out there?
General direction.
You just point it? Chris, I know they're gone, but they're still your babies, and you're still their dad.
You don't want them out there.
I don't want them out there.
And you don't want someone else to find them out there. You don't, I promise you. Give us a second to try to get some things arranged. Do that.
Ronnie, do you mind staying in here with him?
What the fuck is there? Just fucking horrible. The problem is I don't even know if they believe me or not.
Okay. So you never did nothing to hurt your children. What's your life right there? Little girls.
I've always said she was a simple person, but I never thought that in a million years that could happen.
Papa Ronnie needs to help Pinhead blow his nose.
If they thought she could do anything to her, LMCC or herself, and so children know herself, maybe, let them know. And she would do that. She just lost it.
What? What is Papa Ronnie saying?
Why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to those two little girls?
Your lawyer, kill them both. Got that lay in her bed sleeping.
I emotionally drove her to do something stupid.
Let something figure it out, Chris. So don't blame yourself for that.
That's all I can do right now.
Don't blame yourself for that. There's no time for me if I can do that. She drove me to do that.
I don't know.
There's no reason she should take out all the children, Chris. That's nothing. The reason she did take out all the children. She had to go through when you see her on top of CC juggler.
I don't know what Papa Ronnie is saying, but I do know he's talking smack on Shanann.
She just lost it. It's the honest question in the world couldn't handle that. That was driving passion like all the time.
I don't know. That's because I hit it. I hit it.
Well, never realize what you just went through.
I hit it. That's the thing that's gonna break the camel's back right there. I just called the police right after it happened. I ruined Jamie's life. I ruined all their friends' life that support me. I ruined everything.
Yes.
Papa Ronnie had to go to the potty.
I've got to text my daughter ever go to my house before my wife found out.
Instead of him telling his wife himself, he has Jamie, a.k.a. Chris's sister, go over to the house to tell Cindy, who proceeded to collapse in the floor and cry. Now, I can understand him not wanting her to be alone when she found out, but why not have Jamie go over there and then he called, you know? Just saying.
This ain't gonna be on the news anytime soon, or is it?
No, not tonight. I can't imagine now. I mean, I don't really have a...
CBI agent Tammy Lee lied to Papa Ronnie, a.k.a. Mr. Kilowatt Sr., about whether or not anything was going to be on the news. In fact, rumor has it that it was CBI agent Tammy Lee that dropped the info to the news, who promptly reported it. Of course, that's just hearsay. I don't have any facts to back that up. It's just some gossip I read on one of the social media sites, and I don't remember anymore where I saw it, but I did, and of course, did I take screenshots? No. Or maybe I did and I just can't find, because I have so much shit, stuff. But please stay tuned to the end of this video. I'm going to play some news reports that came on that night around 10 p.m. Just saying. Please stay tuned and watch them.
I'm not saying that, but I did. Do you want me to take you out to the lobby and you can go to the bathroom and then text your wife and stuff, talk to them?
I might want to go outside.
Watch the press people around.
Yeah, Papa Ronnie. Watch the press people around. Tammy wants to get to them first.
Yeah, I'll see if anyone's out there while you're with
You want your water? You want your water with you?
Yeah.
We're going to try to do our best to make sure that we, we don't stand to gain anything by broadcasting any of this. That's not what law enforcement is ever really about.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we're going to try our best to handle that as discreetly as possible, but they're pretty good at what they do, too.
And I'm not from around here neither, are you?
I've only been here 2 years. Yeah.
Find a lawyer or something, or not public defender, but still.
We can talk about
that later.
Yeah.
Get your phone.
Papa Ronnie really just asked FBI Special Agent Coder for a lawyer recommendation?
Got it. Okay. Let's go this way. All right.
So Tammy politely hauled Papa Ronnie Watts out of the interview room. You know, he had a phone call to make and all that. She was like, oh, well, here's your phone, and making sure he doesn't need to come back. But I'm going to continue with Papa Ronnie's other interview, the third one, but this wasn't an interview, but part 3, I should say. Papa Ronnie's post-son meltdown interview, where he just can't wait to start blaming Shanann for everything, will be coming up in the next video of where they interviewed him again. And I think I'll probably have to do the same thing, the back and forth reading. And I mean, you can tell when I cranked up the volume on some of this stuff that it was very distorted. I apologize if it hurt your ear or anything, or if my voice sounds like nails on a chalkboard. I've been told some people like that though. So I refuse to get my feelings hurt about it anymore. So I'm going to wrap this up and tie it with a pretty bow and put this on out to y'all. Send it to the interwebs. And it'll only take you a few minutes to watch it and click out of the middle of it, even though it took me days and hours, post-operative days and hours to do this, Oh, my knee hurt. I have an ice pack on my knee as we speak. Physical therapy beat my ass today. Yeah. So I got tired of fucking around with this shit. I've literally spent hours on it, just trying to make Mr. Papa Ronnie Watts. What is it when you try to make someone's talking legible? I'm so damn tired of this shit. Oh, sorry. So, I hope you've enjoyed today's vid. Not enjoyed, because this is such a bitter subject, but I hope you found today's video appealing to your likes and stuff. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening. Yeah, get on out of here with your bad self.
I think we're going to hear a lot about this story today. There are new details right now on a disturbing story in Colorado. A missing pregnant woman and her 2 daughters who were murdered, and police say her husband killed them. According to our sister station in Denver, law enforcement sources say Chris Watts has confessed to the killings and has told officers where the bodies are. Those officers are in the process of looking for the bodies. They have yet.
Breaking new details in just the last few minutes. Contact 7 Investigates is learning new details about the case of that missing pregnant mother.
We want to bring in Denver 7 investigative reporter Jace Larson, who's learning from top sources more about this investigation and the husband's involvement. Jace?
Tonight, we have learned from 2 law enforcement sources who are close to the investigation. They tell me that this husband has confessed to killing his family, and he is now detained. We have also learned some other information here. Law enforcement believes they know where the bodies are buried, and they are in the process right now of trying to recover those bodies. Police officers and other officials working on this investigation are not releasing much more information.
Finally, devastating news to report on our top story. The missing mother and her 2 little girls in Frederick. CBS 4 has just confirmed that Shanann Watts' husband, Chris, has confessed to killing all 3 of them and apparently agreed to lead investigators to the remains. Watch for more starting at 4:30 a.m.
We start this morning with breaking news overnight in Colorado. The husband of a missing pregnant woman is in jail and now charged with her murder and the murder of their 2 young daughters. 34-year-old Shanann Watts, 4-year-old Bella, and 3-year-old Celeste were last seen on Monday in Frederick, just north of Denver.
CBS Denver station KCNC reports that Christopher Watts has admitted to killing his wife and his young daughters, and he's agreed to take investigators to their bodies later today. Jerika Duncan is following this unfolding tragic story. Jerika, good morning.
Good morning. Christopher Watts has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of tampering with evidence. He spoke with local news stations after their disappearance, claiming he just simply wanted his family home.
I have no inclination of where she is.
Earlier this week, Christopher Watts said the last time he saw his pregnant wife, Shanann Watts, and their 2 young daughters was around 5:15 Monday morning when he left for work.
It wasn't like her not to answer a phone call or a text.
He said he became worried when he couldn't reach his wife.
I came home and it was like I walked into a ghost town.
Yeah, go!
That?
Go!
CBS Denver station KCNC reported late Wednesday that Christopher Watts allegedly confessed to killing his wife and daughters, 4-year-old Bella and 3-year-old Celeste. He is now being held at the Weld County Jail.
I called her and texted her several times.
Nicole Utoff says she dropped Shanann Watts off at her home around 2 a.m. Monday morning following a work trip. Later that day, when she didn't return calls, Utoff notified police. After her disappearance, Christopher Watts denied having an argument with his wife.
We had an emotional conversation, but I'll leave it at that.
The FBI and Colorado Bureau of Investigation got involved Wednesday. Authorities were seen searching the family's suburban Frederick, Colorado home and towing away a truck late Wednesday night.
Do you guys have fun at school?
Yeah! On Facebook, Shanann Watts portrayed a happy family, sharing photos of holidays, vacations to tropical places, parties, and business trips.
Mommy has a baby in her belly.
She was 15 weeks pregnant and posted on Facebook, "I'm excited about August, gender reveal for baby Watts number 3.
I just want them back. I just want them to come back.
Before allegedly making a confession, Christopher Watts pleaded for his family's safe return.
If somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete.
According to court records, the couple had financial issues in recent years. There is no known motive for the alleged killings. Shanann Watts' family said in a statement they are deeply saddened over the senseless and inhumane murder of her and her daughters. Bianna?
We are all saddened by that. Such a horrifying story.
Inhumane is the word. It's hard when you see the pictures of the little girls dancing around and he's so calmly saying, please get my family back. It's one of those things that makes you physically ill to your stomach.
Hopefully justice will be served.
Yeah.